Like it's a good moment. Just tags him right in the leg. I love that.
And then well, he can't get off, obviously, but he's ripped off when the shark goes through the fence.
Yep.
That has got to be severely painful.
And it wasn't bleeding when he pulls himself up.
I don't know how.
Carter, he's a bionic stud muffin, man.
It got him in the metal leg. That's how. It's a prosthetic.
Maybe he's like those new Terminators that are like human.
It's all nanobots.
All right. Now, what do you think about this movie influencing like Jurassic World and Rise of the Planet of the Apes? Do you think those movies Jurassic World, right? You have
Got a shark in it.
Well, they the sharks eating other sharks, right? Remember they're feeding.
It's got the mosasaur eating the great white.
Yeah, and then it has the surprise death there, but it also has them lying about the genetics of them. Oh yeah, well we didn't tell you that they're part lizard and they can go, blend into their surroundings.
They're part human.
Yeah. And so they lie about that, right? There's a Carter Blake in there who's Chris Pratt. He has a will they, won't they with. Like the lady there, he's kind of brash. She doesn't know if she likes him or not.
Bryce Dallas Howard. Yeah.
You have the really rich owner guy who gets killed, right? The guy's in a helicopter, he gets killed. Russell Franklin gets killed. I think
Irfan Khan. Yeah.
Yeah, there's something there. And then
I'm not looking this up. This is memory.
That was a good one. And then Rise of the Planet of the Apes. John Lithgow's character has Alzheimer's, and they make these creatures smarter, and they escape. And
they do. They rise to the planet of the apes.
Yeah.
I can see the link more with the Alzheimer's link of Planet of the Apes. I don't know what the original backstory is to the 60s Planet of the Apes. It's been a long time since I've seen that. If that's mentioned at all. But yeah, that's could be coincidence, but I think there's valid points there. With Jurassic World, I know a lot of it comes from Jurassic Park, but Deep Blue Sea, I mean, it has to have impacted every filmmaker who's seen it.
Yeah,
has to be thinking about it. So.
I also said that influenced E2 Mama, Tambien, Crash, Anchorman, and Children of Men.
Anchorman 2 has a shark in it, so.
Oh. Yeah, you're right. See? What's going on?
Out of those 4 films, that's where I jumped to.
Hey, you saved me on that one, because that's a stretch. But and then Renny Harlin, had you watched many of his movies prior to watching Deep Blue Sea? Did you like Long Kiss Goodnight or Die Hard 2 or Cliffhanger? Any of that?
I love Die Hard 2. I love William Sadler's naked yoga in Die Hard 2. Long Kiss Goodnight I like. Cliffhanger I like. I haven't seen. It's been a while since I've seen Elm Street 4. But I have seen it. But I think that's it that I've seen from his. He's got a lot of lesser films that I haven't heard that much about.
Driven, Mindhunters, 12 Rounds. Yeah, The Covenant. I've watched all of his stuff. I watched that really bad Devil's Pass, maybe, I think he did. He did a found footage film.
Okay.
Skip Trace with Johnny Knoxville. I watched.
Yeah, these are all films I haven't seen and have no intention of seeing.
What I like about Renny Harlin, though, is that his 2 films before Deep Blue Sea were The Long Kiss Goodnight and Cutthroat Island. And what a lot of movies...
Notorious box office flop, Cutthroat Island.
Huge flop. But at least he put, Gina Davis, he was married to her, but at least he put a female lead in a $100 million movie in 96. Like, no one was really doing that at the time. So, even though the movie flopped, right, at least he was putting Gina Davis in the lead. And then The Long Kiss Goodnight, you have so many spy movies with just dudes. Then you have all these kind of things. I think her character in 95 for The Long Kiss Goodnight? Was
96.
96. Oh, and then Cutthroat Island was 97?
95.
Oh, 95. Oh, okay, got it. I messed up my times. So 96, people weren't... There were definitely, femme fatales and stuff like that, but she was this R-rated, just badass, murdering people. And I like that Harlan took the Cutthroat Island movie and put Gina Davis in the lead. He took a traditional spy movie with the 90s Shane Black dialogue and put her in the lead. I mean, Shane Black probably wrote it, but, Renny at least got part of that project. Die Hard 2, I loved how he put Bruce Willis on a plane. He took him out of a building and put him in an airport, a sprawling airport. I liked how Cliffhanger, they went out to, the Italian mountains and had Sylvester Stallone hanging from mountains and John Lithgow punching him in the ribs. So I think when he was at his heyday, he was able to take action movies, stock action movies, and make them somewhat interesting with a little bit of a spin. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so
I mean, the Long Kiss Goodnight, the female lead, that I think definitely came more from Shane Black. But I think that's kind of the juxtaposition that kind of relies on. Of she's just this supposedly normal mother character who you wouldn't think. You're less likely to think, if back in '96, that she's this hired assassin character if it's a woman back then.
Yeah, so I just dig that. Oh, at least he found projects that were a little bit different. So I think he found ways to really make good pictures.
Hey, I'm not trying to take anything away from him.
No, you're right.
Well done to him for making the film.
It's great script. Though,
it's one of his best.
Yeah, and you know that they. Sorry, I interrupted you. They killed Sam Jackson too in a cut of The Long Kiss Goodnight, and audiences were really mad. Like, you can't kill Sam Jackson, and so
I mean, you can. It happened 3 years earlier in Jurassic Park.
Yeah, exactly. but like, this is when he was like after Pulp Fiction, he'd hit big. People were really angry, so then they didn't kill him in Long Kiss Goodnight. So that was kind of in the back of his mind, and then they figured that out with Deep Blue Sea, which I also kind of love. Like, hey, Sam, we're gonna kill you. They actually cast him. He was originally like a guy in a kitchen, and then he was supposed to be a kitchen worker with LL Cool J. And Sam's like, I don't know. So Renny rewrote it, and Sam does a better accent than Renny, but Renny's like, you're the richest man in the world, and you're gonna die early. And Sam's like, all right. He's like, where's the film? Mexico? And Renny told him there's a lot of golf. And so he's like, all right, I'll come out.
Sold.
Yeah. And during the commentary, Sam Jackson's like, you'll notice that everyone's in this shot. And then they cut to my reaction shots. He's like, we shot all my reaction shots in one day. Then I was playing golf while all these guys were on set.
Nice.
Yeah, it was...
on The West Wing, apparently Dule Hill would always try and be like on the very edge of a shot or just out of shot. So he would do far less work than everybody else.
Oh, that's awesome.
He would have to come back for the close-ups. He could just like back in his trailer, playing on his Xbox or whatever. So yeah,
that's smart, right?
Yeah, it's great. You still get paid.
Yeah. So I don't know. I kind of like that he was talking about that. I don't know, man. This movie just. What else is there to even cover? I think we've talked about that. I got everything out in about 4 minutes. I definitely pulled the Mitch Hedberg. Everything came out at once. I said this pod was going to go 7 hours.
Let's do a script reading.
But I don't know. I love how. Oh yeah, let's do it. I can pull up the script right now. You want to do it? They're all
We don't
online.
even need to pull up the script. Let's just do it from memory.
Yeah, we could make it up on our own. Did you ever
I
see
think
this?
it'll probably be about 80% accurate. To be fair.
Underneath this glassy surface, it's loaded with gliding monsters. Yeah. Also, this movie, the geography in this film. So there are scenes where it's Scoggins and Carter Blake looking at a diagram of it, and they tell you exactly where they are. They tell you the sublevels. When they're going down on the elevator, they tell you exactly where you're going. So
yeah,
I think
it's good exposition.
Yeah, and it's good, but you kind of did. I don't know when watching this, or if you ever thought about it, but did you kind of understand the geography of the film, or did you even care?
Well, I understood that there were different levels, so that what was happening to Preacher wasn't happening to the others. I think the first few times I watched it, I didn't pay attention to who was on what level above whom. I mean, looking back through the plot, you know that Preacher is near the top because he's above them when they're in the shaft. But I just. Yeah, the elevator ride between Russell Franklin and Janice Higgins, where she's explaining the whole thing. That's your basic outsider coming in. Outsider is the audience perspective. This is again is great why Samuel L. Jackson gets killed, because we're Samuel L. Jackson with a newcomer coming in who's introduced to all of this. And oh shit, we just died. It's an hour in. What do we do now? I love that exposition.
I wrote an article a few years back called when Saving the Day goes wrong, and I was talking about Sam Jackson. So there's, in Big Trouble in Little China, Kurt Russell shoots up in the ceiling and knocks himself out. Then you have Bruce Campbell trying to say Klaatu Barata Nikto in Army of Darkness.
Necktie.
And he can't even get it right. And then this one, Sam Jackson gets so into his monologue that he forgets that he's standing right next to open water.
The open water he's talking about sealing off.
Yeah.
He's talking about how it's right there, and then it kills him.
But that makes sense, right? Some people just get, like, that was his hero moment, so he probably stopped thinking about it.
Yeah. So I get to make a speech. Everyone, settle down and listen. This is I'm dead.
And everyone's just really into it, too. I love it. But, I mean, I could see somebody doing that, though. Just monologuing in front of danger.
Because, I feel like he'd been wanting to tell that story. He said that that's the first time he's told it, so it's been pent up inside of him, like the surviving the avalanche. 7 people survived the avalanche, but only 5 made it out. This has been heavy on his shoulders for years now, and he gets to tell. So it's understandable that he's kind of maybe forgetting his situation a little bit, and he just finally, like, how many years would it be till he gets to tell this shark-based story that he's in now? Like, 5 of us survived the helicopter explosion. 3 of us made it to the surface. 2. But, by the way, that helicopter explosion is insane.
It spreads everywhere. It blows up everything.
Like, it's not on the ocean, it's on a big vat of gasoline or something. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, because I think at one point something explodes when it's completely independent of something else. And I'm like, wait, what? But that's because I paused it on so many different times, like studying the movie. But yeah, the shark takes it to the control tower, right? So it knows.
Mm-hmm. It knows.
Jeez Louise, I love it.
It can tell where the radio signal is being sent from, and it aims for it.
It could sense it. I mean, they have great hearing, right?
Yeah. The shark at the start, when it appears, I know we've kind of discussed the one that appears at the party boat, but it appears when they spill wine in the water, which looks like blood, but I'm guessing doesn't smell or taste like blood. So why is that what draws the shark to the boat?
It's already loitering around. It's probably, I mean, this one's definitely not Chet. So this one's Jorge.
Yeah, okay, this is Jorge, yeah.
So maybe Jorge knows.
Because Chet would have got lost and never come back.
Yeah. Jorge probably maybe knows Carter's coming up on him. He can hear him if his hearing's that good.
Yeah.
Because he sneaks right up on him. So Carter is not far away at all. So he's like, I'm going to go mess with these youths, and then they're going to go tell everyone about it. And then this is going to force Russell Franklin to come here. So I think the wine was just a nice coincidence.
Maybe Jorge likes wine.
No, ooh. I mean, his palate has probably been refined.
Yeah. He likes a nice cheese to go with it.
That's why it burst through the wood.
Yeah, it's trying to knock off this brie platter they've got that we don't quite see.
They could smell it. That's the best theory ever.
Somewhere. And it gets the stereo. Jorge doesn't quite realize that the stereo is going to break when it's in the water. He thinks it's going to get it in there, put on some Brahms, just settle down, listen to some nice classical music. There's nice wine, there's nice cheese. He's a refined shark.
And then let Carter Blake shoot him a couple times. He wants to enjoy some things before he goes back in.
Yeah.
Some Brahms. That's funny.
This is his Rum Springer.
Yeah. Yeah, he's normally very level-headed. Man, I like. So he's the cultured one. Then we have Chet, and then we just have
Meg.
Kaiser Soze.
Meg's in charge. Meg's kind of serious, no nonsense. Gets the job done. Jorge's refined. He's reliable, but he can be easily distracted with the finer things in life. And Chet's just a waste of space.
Oh, I love it. Oh, so like, you know those movies where it's a team working together, and there's a guy who gets, it's always a guy for some reason that starts talking to a lady that's like working against them, but he kind of turns his head to look at it, and then he gets in trouble. That's Jorge. Does that make sense? Like he takes his eye off the mission.
Brad Pitt in Ocean's 12 with Captain Caesar Jones.
Oh, and he gets that thing stolen. And he makes that funny face.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, I wanted that shark tattoo for years. If I ended up in another job where I didn't have to worry about tattoos, I wanted that shark tattoo on my forearm. I thought that thing was awesome. I'm glad I didn't. But I don't know. Remember his shark tattoo?
Yeah.
Dude, that thing, in the 2000s, that thing was cool.
I'm not a tattoo guy, so.
Got it. You want to hear something neat?
Go for it.
All right, so when they were shooting in Susan McAllister's office, they did a test with the shark, and it shot through the ceiling and made 2x4s explode everywhere.
Nice.
Because these things had like 1,000 horsepower engines in them, and so it busted up the set, and they had to redo it.
Didn't they make it like slightly longer than the Jaws shark?
Yeah,
like
26 feet. Yeah, But
Yeah.
so they had a 26 footer playing a 45 footer.